Good evening, friends. My today topic is case law, NEERAJ DUTTA versus state, that is N.C.T.OF, Delhi. It was decided on 15th December 2022. The bench constituted includes Honorable Justice Syed A. Nazir, Honorable Justice B.R. Gawai, Honorable Justice A.S. Bapana, Honorable Justice V. Rama Subramaniam, and Honorable Justice B.V. Nagaratna. B.V. Nagaratna. The questions involved in this constitutional bench were whether a public servant can be convicted under Section 7 and Section 13, Subclause 1D of the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988 without direct evidence of demand for illegal gratification. Second issue was whether three-judge bench decisions of the Supreme Court in P. Satyanarayana Murthy, in B. Jayaraj, and in M. Narsinga Rao are in conflict with each other. These were the two issues which has been before the Honorable Supreme Court bench to decide. Now coming to factual background, on 17th April 2K, petitioner who was LDC in Delhi Vidyut Board allegedly demanded rupee 10,000 bribe from Mr. Rajveer Sethi for installing an electricity meter. Mr. Sethi filed an FIR leading to the sting operation that captured the petitioner accepting the bribe. The petitioner was subsequently charged under Section 7 and 13 of the PCA Act 1988 for taking bribes or receiving illegal gratification and for criminal misconduct. Before the evidence could be recorded of Mr. Rajveer, who was a primary witness in the case, passed away. Primary witnesses play a vital role in substantiating facts of the case by offering oral evidence, classified as direct evidence under the Indian Evidence A 1872. The trial court, in the absence of direct evidence, relied on circumstantial evidence, including police statements, to convict the petitioner. The Delhi High Court upheld the trial court decision on 2nd April 2009, prompting the petitioner to appeal to the Honorable Supreme Court. The division bench of the Supreme Court noted a conflict in previous three judge bench cases of the Supreme Court regarding the proof required under PCA when the primary witness is unavailable. In P. Satyanarayana, Honorable Supreme Court had held that relying on circumstantial evidence was not permissible under the law. This judgment and the judgment in B. Jayaraj were potentially in conflict with the judgment in M. Narsinga Rao, where the Supreme Court upheld a conviction despite the absence of primary evidence. In light of these conflicting decisions, the current case was referred to Constitutional Bench of the Supreme Court. Now, let us go through decision of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court held that a person can be convicted under Section 7 and Section 13, Subclause 1D, and further subclauses 1 and 2 of the PCA for illegal gratification and its subsequent acceptance either by direct evidence or circumstantial evidence. The court clarified that death of the complainant or primary witness or the turning of complainant hostile does not automatically result in the acquittal of the accused. The Honorable Supreme Court held that the three decisions of the Supreme Court are not in conflict with each other, and facts in each case were slightly different from each other, which resulted in differing decisions. The Constitutional Bench, that is, five-judge bench, was authored by Honorable Justice V.V. Nagaratna. Reasons for the decision: difference between acceptance and obtainment of bribe explained. The Honorable Supreme Court drew a distinction between Section 7, accepting gratification, and Section 13, criminal misconduct by public servant of the PCA. Section 7 concerns a bribe giver making an offer to pay without any prior demand from the public servant. If the public servant merely accepts the offer, receiving illegal gratification, it is deemed as an acceptance under Section 7. On the other hand, Section 13 of the PCA concerns a public servant initiating a demand and bribe giver subsequently agreeing to make payment. If following the demand, the public servant receives the bribe, it constitutes an obtainment and is punishable under Section 13 of the PCA. The mere acceptance or receipt of an illegal gratification without proving any offer by the bribe giver or demand by the public servant would not constitute an offense under Section 7 or Section 13, subclause 1D, and further subclauses 1 and 2 of the PCA. Circumstantial evidence permissible to sustain conviction. Honorable Supreme Court explained all evidence before a court is classified either as direct or circumstantial evidence. Direct evidence means when a fact is confirmed directly by witness, things, or documents. Circumstantial evidence is indirect evidence where a fact is proved based on surrounding circumstances which are themselves proved by direct evidence. Courts must adopt a cautious approach while basing its conviction purely on circumstantial evidence. The issue in the present case was proving demand under the PCA in the absence of direct evidence from the complainant, who might not cooperate, turn hostile, or be unavailable due to reasons like death. The Supreme Court ruled that demand and or acceptance could be established through circumstantial evidence, allowing the use of other witnesses or indirect evidence to prove guilt. Presumption can be based on surrounding facts. Under Section 20 of the Prevention of Corruption Act, it can be presumed that the accused public servant accepted gratification as a motive or reward for performing or refraining from any official act. The only condition is that during the trial, there must be proof that the accused public servant accepted or agreed to accept the gratification. Section 20 does not require that the public servant's acceptance or agreement must be established solely through direct evidence. The Supreme Court therefore held that courts have discretion to make this presumption by inferring conclusions from other established facts. No conflict in the three judges bench decision. The Honorable Supreme Court found that in B. Jayaraj, the complainant did not support the prosecution case and was declared hostile. And it was held that in the absence of proof of demand, the offense under Section 7 could not be established. In P. Satyanarayana Murthy, the complainant had died prior to giving evidence in the case, and in absence of proof of demand of illegal gratification, the offense could not be established. In M. Narsinga Rao, prosecution witness turned hostile and denied that the official had demanded a bribe. However, the court in that case observed that circumstances allowed the court to draw the factual presumption that the official willingly received the tendered currency notes, and consequently, the legal presumption under Section 20 of the PACA was applied. Based on the analysis of the cases, it was held that there was no conflict in these decisions. This was all about. Friends, enjoy my videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share. God bless you all. See you.